Hi, this is Rick. I've lied, I've cheated, I have stolen something, I have done really, really bad things. My behavior, my entire life has never been good enough. You've lied, you've cheated, and your behavior has been questionable too. And I don't have to know you to know that your behavior isn't good enough. Well, good enough for what? Good enough for something called righteousness, to be declared righteous. We're going to continue our devotional thoughts through Galatians, and today we're on Galatians chapter 3, verses 15 to 22. The real reason your good behavior doesn't connect you with God, and it's a very, very good reason. It's because it's not about behavior. Connecting with God is not about behavior. So if you're like me, if you've lied, if you've cheated, you've stolen, you've done bad things, it's not about that. This is why your good behavior doesn't connect you with God. God started with a promise, not behavior. We learn in the text that right from the very beginning, as God began with Abraham to show us how to connect with God. He connected with Abraham. Abraham connected with God, and God called him righteous, not because of the law, which was introduced about 430 years later or so, I guess. What happened is that Abraham believed God. God told him something. Abraham believed God. And then that belief is what God said, I'm now crediting you with righteousness based on your belief. It's a promise. It's a promise to Abraham. It's a promise to us from the very beginning. God showed us how to connect with him, and it has nothing to do with behavior. It's about faith. Our faith connects us with God. It's a promise. That promise is for you. That promise is for me. Every single one of us who does bad things, God started with a promise. God's law, the Ten Commandments, as in summary. If you want to get an understanding of God's law, you could go to Deuteronomy, I suppose. It's all spelled out in Deuteronomy, and through the first 5 books you can find stuff there. God's law shows us that our behavior isn't good enough. God's law was, the Ten Commandments were never given to us to show us how we could earn our way into heaven, how we could somehow say, hello, God, look at me jumping through hoops. Look at how good I am. Have a friendship with me. The Ten Commandments was never about you and I earning some kind of favor with God, or you and I working into ourselves into a fellowship and friendship with God. The law was introduced to show us how bad we actually were. The law reveals the nature of God, and it also reveals the nature of people. Through commandments, the law shows how great God is, and through our inability to keep those commandments, it shows how weak we are, and our lack of just being good enough. But it's okay, because that's not the way to God. The Ten Commandments reveal how bad we were. We've got to lean back on the promise. God's promise is your only option and my only option to get connected with him. God says that we need faith. We need to believe in him. Particularly, we need to believe in Jesus. That you and I, when we place our faith in Jesus, that's what is declared righteous. And of course, that declaration of righteousness is so very important. Righteousness means that we've fully satisfied all of the obligation of the law. We've satisfied the law both actively and passively, which means that we are now entitled to receive the benefits of the law, which in our case, what we're talking about right now, is eternity, and in eternity with God. The only way to be declared righteous is by placing your faith in Jesus. It's not about your good works. So, I'm not going to say it's okay to lie. I'm not going to say it's okay to steal. I'm not going to say it's okay to cheat. But I am going to take the burden off you a little bit. Your connection with God isn't about how great you can perform. Your connection with God is based on your faith in Jesus. God bless you. See you next time.